Journey is the perfect title for this indie gem of the same name, because that's exactly what I felt I was on as I played it. I didn't expect this short, simple story told only through sounds and pictures to give me such an emotional attachment, but it totally did. Being dropped into an empty wasteland with a singular goal of reaching the mountain peak was all that I needed, because the visuals were so stunning I couldn't help but play with my mouth open in awe the whole time. Fast forward 4 years and enter Abzu. Developed now by Giant Squid Studios, but still the same lead team behind Journey. Setting-wise, these two games couldn't be further apart. Instead of a sprawling desert, Abzu takes place entirely under the sea, but other than that, there's a lot more they have in common with each other. Both games have such a simplistic design. Journey begins by only having one menu option, New Journey, and you dive in. No tutorials, pause screens, or dialogue boxes. It simply wants you to explore. Abzu starts much the same way. Once you dive underwater for the first time, all it asks of you is to swim and find things. You can ride on big fish and find little robot scuba lasers to help you enter new areas. Journey and Abzu even seem to follow the same structure and story arc. You complete levels by interacting with some sort of monument. The plot is told to you strictly through hieroglyphics, that's a neat touch. They both have an enjoyable ride the current sort of level that's probably going to be your favorite part of the game. There's danger lurking in your path that you need to watch out for, but they're more to scare you than to actually cause damage. And both games push your character to their limits, ranging from the deepest lows to the best of highs. What impresses me most about both Journey and Abzu is how they're able to show you what to do next simply through their level and art design. Never once in either game did I wander around aimlessly unsure of what to do next, but at the same time, I didn't feel that each section was empty or void of things to do. A lot of care is put into the environment so that it feels expansive but purposeful, and it's really impressive how well they pull it off. Whether it's the desolate landscape of Journey where you're drawn to the only landmarks around you, or when you find a lever in Abzu and it shows you that there's another one you need to follow next. There are context clues everywhere combined with great use of the camera to direct you on your journey. The result is what feels like a huge world to explore, and yet I'm finding the right things to progress immediately. It appears to be happy accidents, but really it's strategic placement of items and conscious decisions of what your field of view should be at all times. What seems to be most important in both games, however, is the emotional connection the player feels to their character and the world they're exploring. Because you're not bogged down with complicated UIs or objective markers, you can instead focus on the lush and beautiful surroundings you find yourself in, and these change drastically as you enter new regions. Journey wants the player to feel every heavy footstep or graceful leap that the character does, and this all builds until the final steps in the bitter cold of the mountaintop, where it's just painfully slow to watch your character take their last strides until they collapse. You've gone through so much before, to see it end this way, it hurts. But then, you're given more power than you ever had before, and are greeted with a dazzling scene as you float your way to the finish. And as you fly off into the sky, the game ends the same way it begins, by asking you to take a new journey. But this time, it has a much different meaning than before. Abzu feels very similar, but the focus is more on the sea life around you than yourself. It would seem that your mission is to help restore the ocean to its former beauty, as you encounter certain areas that are dead and lifeless, a stark contrast from the gorgeous scenes you've swam through before. Your rejuvenation comes from seeing the fish and water come alive and pop out around you, not from self-realization. You befriend a shark, one that seems scary at first, but becomes one of your closest companions over the course of your quest. And there's even an emphasis on getting to know all the different species of fish around you. You can enter Zen mode and get a closer look at all the different life forms that inhabit this underwater universe. And you will certainly see it all. Manatees, sea turtles, even freaking dinosaurs. One of my favorite moments was swimming with massive whales as I dove deeper into the expanse. I couldn't help but just say, whoa, this is so cool! So much love was put into the world this adventure takes place in, and that level of detail is hard to find in games these days. While both Journey and Abzu do feel very similar to each other, I don't think that's a bad thing. The fact that I can have such an analogous experience under the sea and in an arid desert, and still feel the same way about each, shows how special they truly are. Yes, they are short-lived affairs, and they lack in regards to complicated mechanics or battles, but what they give you in return is an experience unlike any other. One that shows how little you really need to have a truly meaningful journey.